All right, friends, it's T-Man, and I'm back with a brand new video. We're gonna do a reaction video to this. I don't know, this YouTube channel I found. It's called Randumb Fitness. Yes. Let's see. He's gonna talk about lifting gym slaves, bro. It's gonna be amazing. All right. And fitness slaves. All right. Or gurus, fitness guru slaves, recruiting slaves. You have lifting. So he says this what's it called again? Random whatever. Sorry, I missed that part. Randumb dumb fitness. I like the name. Is funny, man. Okay, you have lifting brain rot. Yes, you do. You definitely do, because there's just so much crap out there.
No, I'm not talking about Skibbity, but I am warning you. The stuff you consume in online fitness is
Did he say Scooby?
literally the reason why you can't stick to a plan, why you always feel shit about your progress, and why you will never reach your goals. No, I'm not bullshitting you. I started watching online fitness a few years ago. I would be scrolling through fitness TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I was blasted with all of these shredded dudes. Nowadays, you got like Sam Sulek and Shizzy inspiring the class of 2026 to become as big as possible. You got all this new lifting content, memes, everyone sharing their PRs, and all of these influencers giving out advice. It's all cool, right? It's not. Every day, physiques that were thought to be impressive are do you even lift? Hell, even Jeff Nippert is considered small now. Your 225 bench press is now considered shit. You are too afraid of bulking so you won't make serious progress. And even worse is the rise of shitty or conflicting advice to beginners who aren't even able to tell the good from the bad. Do these secret exercises. Do tons of sets per week or you'll make no gains. If you're skinny fat, just recom. You don't have to stay in the storm though. I will show you almost all of these common traps they have laid out for you, how to navigate and avoid the brain rot, and start making the progress you want with a clear mind, with additional free advice of course. After putting my head down and staying away from the bullshit, I have managed to build a physique I am proud of and develop a burning passion for the gym regardless of the others. So in this video, here are a few main traps I will cover: everyone telling you not to bulk, all the gimmicky exercises promoted online, and physique and strength inflation. You probably have fallen for at least one of them, if not multiple of them at the same time, so don't let that be you, bro.
Yeah, he pretty much summed it up. I would say definitely. That's a lot of the stuff that you're running into now. Even your PRs are no good. You're lifting, and even 200 pounds of shit, and blah 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 blah. A bunch of stuff, man. All these fake information they're giving out, and bulking and getting fat, skinny. All this stuff is just crap. Because the problem is they don't want to tell you about myonuclear domain size limit. You reach the ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond where the satellite cell can donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth. They're hiding that from you because they don't want you to know that you can't build muscles. That's why a unique feature of untrained muscles is they get what? Stiff and sore the next day due to what? Muscle damage. Okay, why aren't you getting stiff and sore anymore? When you work out after you were untrained, you're trained now. Why aren't you getting that? Why aren't you getting damaged? Why are you getting stiff and sore and getting damaged the next day like you did when you were untrained? Because that's a unique feature of untrained muscles. That's why, get it, bro? You trained muscles. That's the whole point, is to adapt. How do you adapt? It adapts by growing muscle, repairing and remodeling muscle stronger. It's like a guy trying to build a fort. We have to adapt. These guys are throwing these rocks and spears at us, at our castle. We have to adapt. How do we adapt? We build a wall, a bigger wall, get it? And that protects us from what? The spears and the boulders from getting into the castle. Okay. How does your body protect it from building any more muscle? By repairing and remodeling it stronger so it's resilient from further assaults. So you keep coming in the gym, inflaming your muscles like a yo-yo. What do trained muscles get when they go to the gym to lift weights? Nothing. They get inflammation. And then they get a recruitment of motor units. Imaginary things that you can't see, chemical stuff. Motor units and these androgen receptors. And what happens? You start getting better at lifting weights. That's all you get. And that strength can go away because it's based on motor unit strength. Motor unit, yes. It isn't based on your natural strength. It's artificial. Because why is it artificial? Because you're trying to lift a weight, bro. Get it? It's not based on something natural that you had. You had to do something to induce it artificially by lifting a weight. Now, if you actually damaged and repaired and remodeled new muscle, is that is that muscle artificial? No, it's real because you built it. You get it? It's not based on glycogen. You're not loading glycogen, pretending, walking around, posing, and saying, I got muscles.
Alright, let's just get this out of the way. So what is bulking? Bulking is simply just a dieting strategy where you eat 300 to 500 calories more than you burn per day in order to give your body the energy it needs to add muscle tissue.
All this work for nothing. Yeah, I gotta eat all this because I gotta build muscle tissue. You're not building any muscle tissue. Hello?
You will have to gain body fat, ideally at a 1-to-1 ratio of fat and muscle, but it will be the fastest muscle gains you can make. So how could something like this be fucked up by the...
No, it won't. It'll end like it says in myonuclei, precedes hypertrophy, and not lost on detraining in that map. It shows you first training, that's the untrained muscle. That's a unique feature of it. First training, satellite cell, right? Fusion. How is it fusing? Because you woke up stiff and sore due to muscle damage. That activated the satellite cell, so it fused. It created some fibers, some myotubes, and it donated its nuclei to support what? Further, to support muscle growth. But it only does it that one time, and it never does it again. Now, can you get it to do it again? Well, yeah, it depends. I don't know. It's really difficult. Like I said, it's, what does it say? A unique feature of untrained muscles is they get stiff and sore the next day due to what? Muscle damage. I don't see anywhere in science that it says, hey man, trained muscles, they wake up the next day, they're stiff and sore, they got muscle damage. Trained muscles. Nowhere does it say that in science. Nowhere does anybody ever mention that when they work out. They don't go, hey man, I'm trained and I'm getting stiff and sore the next day. If you did, you wouldn't want to come back to the gym the next day. You get it? Because you're stiff and sore. You know that? Because it has to go through a repair and a remodeling muscles. Duh.
Online fitness space. First, you see lean dudes all the time, which warps your perception of body fat percentage and leanness, making you believe you're more fat than you actually are. Influencers showing failed bulks. Yeah, it discourages people from bulking improperly.
They do that because you can't build muscles. They don't even know how to build muscles. That's why. They don't know what to do for the natural lifters. So they go, you know what? You should get really skinny. You should lose a lot of weight, and then you can pretend you're big. You look big with your shirt off, but then when you put your shirt on, you fade it away. You understand me? You have all these cuts and everything because you have low body fat, but you never built any muscle. How could you live longer if you didn't build any muscle? Muscle is associated with longevity, but you didn't build any. See what I mean? I'm not saying that people can't go away from gym for long periods of time, right? And then they come back and they can regenerate all over again. You can keep regenerating muscle cells. So you can clear out some old cells and then regenerate and get some new cells. That is based on periodic lifting. That isn't based on consistent lifting. Hello?
But also from bulking altogether. If you are constantly shown lean physiques as being the most aesthetic, and then realize that...
That's the whole point. That's why they keep doing that. They want you to move for the aesthetic look. And there's nothing wrong with that. Max looking is all about aesthetic looks. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Women really find it attractive. They find that look attractive because it's visual. You know, it's visible. If you're holding too much fat, you can't really see the abs. You can't see the cuts, the lines, and the abs. So yeah, I would say move for that. When I was younger, I was pretty kind of ectomorph, whatever you want to call it, whatever. I'm pretty lean. Okay, I was always pretty lean. When I was young, I was pretty lean. So I would say women are attracted to that, and I'm trying to move for that now that I'm older. Get it? Because the max looking thing is in again. I don't know. You could say that, but you should be big and lean if you could accomplish that. It's difficult.
Bulking makes you gain fat. Bulking almost seems stupid, right?
Yes, bulking makes you just gain fat. It doesn't bypass myonuclear domain limit. Man, you need satellite cells, dude.
Would you want to gain fat if you want to look lean? There has to be another way, right? Recomping. Shit's promoted everywhere, which...
Yes, recomping. I love this. Is great, man.
People will cling to because it sounds more appealing than bulking. Gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. Well, it is never, and I
love that one. Gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. No, you're never going to gain muscle and you're going to lose fat, whatever you're doing there. I don't know. You could lose fat, but you're not going to gain any muscle.
Never gonna work for any serious amount of time unless you are literally morbidly obese. But at that point, you should just cut, like, bro. Lastly, going off the last point, influencers will just outright tell you not to bulk, you'll get fat, you'll hate your physique, etc. So then why do some influencers advocate against bulking? Those who are more experienced grow muscle slower, right?
because you can't build any muscle. Bulking is based on getting fat and loading glycogen in the muscle. You understand me? You're not building any muscles there. It's just to keep you busy doing something. Get fat, get skinny. Get fat, get skinny. You're wasting your time. What's the point? If protein builds muscles, then why don't you just eat protein and work out in the gym? Why aren't your muscles building? Because muscles have a myonuclear domain size limit. They reached the ceiling limit after when you came in the gym, when you were untrained. You all call it newbie gains, genetic limit, and hard gainer. So you wouldn't be wrong. Your instincts are telling you, but you're not listening to your instincts.
Which means they don't have to bulk as hard in order to make solid progress for their experience level. So what could end up happening is them going from eating too much for their experience level to eating just the right amount, and then telling others, including beginners, to really minimize their bulk when they really don't need to. Beginners are more sensitive to growth, so more of their extra calories will go to muscle growth. The best comparison I can think of for this is like,
what muscle growth? Without nuclei, you can't synthesize any more protein. So what muscle growth, dude? What?
an obese dude going up to the homeless dude on the street and then being like, yeah, man, you shouldn't eat any of this street food. It's gonna make you fat. Like, no doubt it's gonna make you weight fatter, but this homeless dude is literally starving on the street. He needs this food. Secondly, they are trying to keep you small deliberately. So you mess up your diet, barely make any...
Yeah, they're trying to keep you small. That's the whole point, really.
gains and then come back to them for more guidance. It's simply marketing, and it works well thanks to how appealing not having to bulk sound.
It is. It's all marketing. I had a trainer in the gym, man. He knew my YouTube channel. He didn't. He feared me. He had fear. He's scared of me. Get it? They're scared of people like me. That's why they fucking hate me. So they try to bring my YouTube channel into reality, into the setting of the gym. They try to use it against me because they fucking fear me. Because if they weren't scared of me, they wouldn't give a shit about my YouTube channel. Because I never posted the gym that I was at when I posed in my videos. Or even if I did a critique video one day of myself posing in that video in that gym on my channel, which was a voiceover. So I never said anything about any gym member there at the gym. And so, but anyways, regardless, they took it out of context because they're scared. I'll tell you what the gym member said to me the day it started, the day he started harassing me. He was telling me, he came up to me, he started screaming and yelling at me, telling people, I can't remember. He says, don't talk to anybody. He's an IFBB pro and I'm nothing and this and that. And I'm a piece of shit. I need to go fuck my wife and go jump in your Mercedes and fuck your wife and fuck off and that. He was telling me all these nasty things, dude. He was fucking telling me shit like crazy. And then he stopped after that. And then he came around one day with his transgender workout partner, and he goes, you know what, man? I want to do something. You know what I want to do. You know what I want to do. And then a guy would walk by, and he goes, hey, did you know people on steroids are getting fake muscles? They're getting fake muscles. He starts talking shit, and I'm just listening. I don't really give a shit, man. And then the third time he came, and he started harassing. He was running around harassing, mumbling shit, whatever. I don't know, trying to interfere with Michael, me, and our friends having a conversation constantly, trying to interfere in private conversations, this piece of shit. And then I was doing my arms on a cable machine, and he struck me in the side of the head. And I ended up on the floor. I fucking scratched my arm on the fucking dirty floor. I got a fucking cellulitis infection and a bunch of shit. So... pieces of shit like that, what do you expect in the gym? What do you expect? Because they fear you because you have real knowledge. They don't. Even Simon told me, the guy fears you because you have real knowledge. If they weren't so scared of me, why the fuck would they need to go to my YouTube channel, write me a letter, and say, well, your membership here is terminated at that stinky piece of shit gym? You understand me? No professional gym franchise would give a shit what I did online because I never posted the name of the gym. You understand me? And anyways, they wouldn't go and look at your YouTube channel and see what the fuck you're doing there in your private life. That's how retarded people are these days.
Lastly, this is much rarer, but they don't fully understand how to bulk properly. They've had a nightmare bulking scenario where they gained all this fat and barely any muscle, so
they gained all this fat, and what do you mean barely any muscle? They didn't gain any muscle. Without any more nuclei, you can't support further muscle growth. The most you could get is newbie gains.
Frame bulking as only dirty bulking. So how does this fuck you up? Basically, it makes you paranoid of bulking. You feel fatter than you actually are, so you don't bulk. You'll think you'll become obese if you bulk, so you don't bulk. When bulking is literally what you need. This can
Again, bulking doesn't get you over myonuclear domain size limit. You need a donation of those nuclei, but guess what? It can't. It can no longer support any more growth anymore. Man, it cannot donate any more extra nuclei to that domain, the satellite cell, to support what? Further muscle growth. It's ended.
even happen mid-bulk. You'll be 5 months into a proper bulk and then catch yourself at a shitty angle in the mirror after eating some food, so you'll look bloated, and then start going mentally insane and deciding to go on an emergency cut because
Yes. All these people, they do this shit.
you've gained too much fat. So what are you supposed to do? Well, you have to understand what bulking is not. It has nothing to do with your training plan, height, gender, etc. Those things will change things slightly, but they are not the big picture of what bulking actually is. It is not a fast pass to obesity land. Worst case scenario, you become fat jacked, and that's much better than skinny fat anyways. Ideally, you gain 2 to 4 pounds of body weight per week. Lastly, here are some actionable steps, bro. Trust the bulk. I was probably in the same boat as you when I was skinny fat, trying to cut all the time. I trusted the bulk, so you need to as well. Check your BMI using websites. If you are a normal weight, even the upper end of it, you are 9 times out of 10 just skinny/skinny fat and then need to bulk. Don't use bulking as an excuse to eat literally everything. Still focus on clean foods. I know some of you trying to follow the seafood diet where if you see food, you literally eat it. That's how you end up dirty bulking and turning into the bloat god. Use junk foods, oils, or butters in order to help you reach a
Yeah, you're loading glycogen in your muscle to create phony muscles. That's what you're just getting fat. You're going to gain some fat, you're gaining fat too. So you're gaining fat to get big, and plus you're loading lots of glycogen in the muscle because that's that's what carbs do. So you're really just getting fat all over. You're just carrying excessive, shitty weight for no reason.
calorie surplus if you really struggle to in the first place. Remember, I'm not saying to overeat these things, but it can really help people with a lower appetite consume more calories. Alright, so let's move on. Have you ever seen those point of view you started to do your curls like this and got bigger arms types of videos? That's exactly what I'm talking about. They are these unique exercises promoted by influencers which are stated to
Oh yeah, they got special powers. They're gonna make your muscles, they're gonna grow your muscles magically, these weights. Okay.
have blown up one of their muscle groups. But there are 3 problems with this. These exercises are misleading. They lead you to believe that small tweaks like these can have way more of an impact than they actually do. Imagine you having a solid basic plan that actually worked, but then being brought this new useless information that suddenly has you overanalyzing your approach. It happens to so many people, including myself. I used to religiously do the rotate your hand curl, but then I stopped. Did it change anything? No, I just did regular curls and got my arms bigger. Lastly, it makes you have that fear of missing out. You want to try.
Yeah, that's what Michael Hearn does. He does reverse bench press. And what do you need this for? What do you need to do a reverse bench press? So you can kill yourself, fall on your neck or your chest and fucking die. Man, these are just stupid exercises people do. Oh, you have to do perfect form. You have to do this. You have to do it like this instead of doing it like that. Who gives a shit? Whatever you do, work has been done. But guess what? Those muscles aren't building. Those muscles aren't damaging anymore. So there's no more building there. Get it? That's why you're all small.
All of these unique exercises to maximize growth, when in reality, it didn't really matter to begin with.
No damage. Zero growth, dude.
For example, people with curls
That's why nobody's growing. Well, they're going to grow all right if they eat pizza all day and a bunch of fake food. If you eat an artificial diet, then you'll create artificial muscles that, like I said, science calls it sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. They'll hypertrophy the sarcoplasm. That's it. That's it.
Try to train the short head, long head, brachialis, radiobrachialis all at once. I need dumbbell curls, barbell curls, hammer curls, etc. when they don't need to. Why are they promoted so often? It's simple. Those videos get views, are easy to make, all while making you look like an expert. Talking about the basics of training that beginners need to hear does get kind of stale, so new shit gets invented. Is it really all bad though? Nah, there are some actual solid form tweaks you can make to your exercises with genuine people sharing them. Here I have some notable examples for you. When you fail a set of hammer curls with both arms, lean forward and switch to alternating crossbody hammer curls. This allows you to go past fail.
Oh yeah, like that's going to do something. That's going to make it grow. Well, it's not growing anymore because I'm doing it from the front. Let me do it sideways and that'll make it bigger. That'll get over MND size limit. Not.
On hamstring curls, really control the eccentric and pause at the bottom to limit the use of your elasticity in your Achilles tendon, aiding the movement. On lateral raises, lean forward, raise the dumbbells out 45 degrees in front of you, and think of having your thumbs pointing above your pinkies. This maximizes tension on the mid-delts while minimizing injury risk. Notice how there's a clear logical reasoning behind every form tweak? They didn't just come out of thin air. They're there to solve problems. That's one way to tell whether an exercise is actually gimmicky.
They haven't solved the problem of getting over MND size limit, though. Hello. That's the problem. The problem is MND size limit. You still haven't figured out that. That isn't the problem.
So what can you do besides that? Well, there's no formula for it. You'd have to have a deeper understanding of biomechanics to debunk most of this stuff if you're a beginner, but here's a good rule.
I love it. The problem is MND size limit, and all these people are like, well, you got to do this to get it, to get the muscle to grow. You got to do this to grow. You got to do that to grow. But they don't. That's not what weights are for. They don't grow muscles. They damage muscles. Weights damage muscles. They don't grow muscles, bro. Get it?
Though, if it strays away from the basic exercises and their basic execution too much.
Once you're adapted and the muscles don't break, they don't damage anymore, you're recruiting, you recruit motor units. You're able to recruit more motor units and androgen receptors. And that makes you good at lifting weights. That's all it does. It makes you good at lifting weights, but it doesn't make you physically bigger and stronger. You understand me? You're like a small ant lifting a heavy weight, and then somebody comes around who's bigger and stronger. They step on you. That's it, bro. Get it?